Hey everyone, it's Saul Maraney from Johannesburg, South Africa. And thanks for coming on to my show today. I really appreciate it. We're in for a massive treat because I've got on the line Sam England. Sam is one of the guys I've been admiring for a long time. We just had a few words together now just before we came online, and I've never spoken to Sam before, but I've been watching him. And Sam started off in 2003, and he's got a brand new course that's coming out tomorrow, and it's called Ecom Exposed. So Sam, thanks so much for coming onto the call. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, Saul.
My absolute pleasure. And you are in the US there in summer. I'm in Johannesburg. It's cold, but it's interesting that when we work, time goes quickly. And as I say, I have been watching you online. You're an influential guy, and it's really great to connect with you. And we'll keep this interview to 20 minutes, Sam, because I know that you've got your launch tomorrow, and my crowd of people I've done some testing. They say that 20 minutes is long enough. Otherwise, they start getting bored with my accent. So tell us about Sam. Who are you? You're coming out with an unbelievable e-commerce product tomorrow. But tell me, you've been online for about 12 years now. How have you got to where you are at the moment, Sam? And thanks again for coming on.
Yeah. I started doing e-commerce back in 2003. I really wanted. I've really had a lot of brick and mortar stores throughout my life. I've mostly been an entrepreneur most of my life, and I really got tired of having employees and stuff, and was trying to figure out a way I could work online without having to deal with employees and dealing with customers coming in the store and that kind of stuff, right? And trying to have to be at an office all the time, and deal with employees and overhead and billboards and advertising and just accountants and a lot of different things. And customers, dealing face-to-face with customers, and really got tired of that. So I got to figure something out online. And it just kind of happened to stumble in early 2003 with a manufacturer that was right down the road from my office. And he said, you should start selling your products, our products. He has a 100,000 square foot warehouse full of products. He said, you ought to start selling stuff online. And at the time, I had a full-time web designer at work for us, work in our office. That's what he did for us. That's all he did is web design for us, for our company, for our clients. I started getting him to build a website early 2003, and we just started rocking it. It was really soon right after that we closed the store down, sold the store down, within less than a year. It was all closed down, and started building from there. And what I learned from, doing drop shipping and stuff, recently, the last, I don't know how many years now Amazon's been, it's not been that long, but I've been around a lot longer before Amazon was around, because eBay was the hot thing back then. But I really got hooked with it and started building this really big business and getting different niches. And when I really realized that it was a good standing business, through all these years I've been doing e-commerce, I've never had, any of the Google algorithm changes, the pandas, the penguins, and whatever, or dolphins, or whatever they're going to come out with next. I've never been slapped, any of my websites. Sure, a lot of people know me from doing, info products and selling software and stuff like that. Warrior Plus products and JV Zoo products, that kind of stuff. Launched, I've done quite a few, but the fact is, I've built my business, my e-commerce business, to where I don't spend a ton of time on it, because once you build your stores, they sell for you 24/7. Unlike the brick and mortar stores I used to have, I always had to be there or have employees there to open the doors and stuff, right? The 8 o'clock till 6 o'clock in the afternoon business, right? So it wasn't 24/7, and I really just got hooked with this e-commerce business 24/7, money even when I'm on vacation, and it's been working out really good for me. And I just love it. So, some people get stuck with e-commerce. I've noticed a lot of people get stuck when they first get into it, and they don't know where to find the hot products. Is one of the hardest things. I've seen it, since teaching info products, teaching people how to do this stuff, how to do e-commerce and stuff online. The two most common questions I have, and the most roadblocks that people have, is where do I find a hot niche product? Number one, and number two is where I find a manufacturer for the product once I find the product, right? So, just traditional methods, a lot of traditional methods to finding niche products, right? The manufacturers always come easy. That's always been really easy for me. But finding niche products, the traditional ways takes a little bit of time. So, a few years back, I had some software made just for my personal use, and so I could find niche products without me having to do a lot of research stuff, and keeping notes and spreadsheets and that kind of stuff, right? A lot of that kind of stuff, trying to calculate a lot of things. And so I, recently I started, networking with some friends and stuff. I'm in a mastermind, And they said, you need to release this product so, let other people use this software. It's an amazing piece of software that you have here. So, we branded it and so forth. And that's what we're launching tomorrow. The package is called Ecom Exposed. And what, Ecom Exposed is 3 pieces of software with training. If you got any questions?
No. Let's cover that. That's fine. And then, I'll come again. So e-commerce exposed is, let me just actually jump in for a moment because I'm learning a lot from you. So you said that you started off in 2003 and you do have a great reputation. I know that I've only been doing this for a year, Sam. I've just hit my 1 year and I've just renewed quite a few of my domains on GoDaddy and a few other things. So it's been a year and it's been exciting because I don't know if you know, but I live in Johannesburg and I worked for the biggest, it's called Discovery Life. It's like, you can say it's like New York Life. It's the second or third biggest insurance company in South Africa. And I sold insurance, life insurance and investments for like 13 years. I had a nice big book of recurring revenue. But what I realized was, first of all, as you say, is that, like you said it throughout your course, is that you don't want to become commoditized. You don't want to sell a product that every single other person can sell and not differentiate yourself in that way. And also legislation in South Africa, as it's been in the UK and Australia, is changing a lot. So they really are coming down in interest. So I came into internet marketing. I actually was doing the hypnosis. I was in the hypnosis niche since 2007. I found myself into hypnosis and I studied hypnosis at university. So I came for a year ago. I started internet marketing. You were one of the first guys that I just noticed. I mean, your products are great and your Ecom Expose is great. And I think, congratulations. Obviously, the guys in your mastermind are thinking at a higher level because, you could keep this to yourself. And, some people are skeptical. I was actually at a barbecue. We call it a bribe, but I was on a barbecue on the weekend and I was speaking to some guys, like they say to me in Johannesburg, like my friends, and they say, like my non-IM friends, and they say, wow, like what do you do online? And one of the guys said, if that system is so good for the Facebook ads that you bought, I was telling him about Facebook ads, I've really become pretty good at it. He said, why wouldn't the product creator just keep it for himself? Why would he share it with the world? And I like the way that your videos, there are over 30 videos there. I'm about 90% finished them. I started on the weekend. I've just also been busy with my own product. So you've really explained everything. Your software is tremendous. And, I want to ask you, Sam, is that now, even recently, there's been quite a talk about Shopify, for example. And Shopify is that there was that massive launch and Devin Zanders and these guys, they're my friends. And I did look at that course because I asked for a review copy because I also did promote it. For people that are watching and they're seeing quite a lot of talk about e-commerce, and e-commerce certainly is so exciting because, I'm also very excited about it. How would you say your course is different to a few of those other e-commerce courses that have come out recently? Just for the guy that's watching, because I know that I did promote that that other e-commerce course, and it was a great course. I really enjoyed it, and quite a few of my subscribers did buy it. So for someone that's watching, because I'm talking a lot about e-commerce recently, that's why I insisted that I had to have an interview with you. How would you say that your course is different, and what sort of, as we were saying, we were chatting for a few moments, just part of that question is, the way that you teach seems that we've got a lot more control. So we're not open to a Google algorithm or a Facebook sneeze or something like that.
Yeah, it's a really good question. I've been really big from the very beginning of having control of my websites and having control of stuff. I mean, I've seen a lot of these guys' products out there. There's been some sell for $1,000, $2,000, up to $5,000, and we've all seen them. And I'm not going to mention any names or anything. But then, I've seen some claims of building a real Amazon business in 30 days or 28 days or whatever. And that just kind of really, really gets on my last nerve. I just don't really like seeing that. And there's a reason why, guys. And I'm going to tell you why. Some people are like, oh, Sam, you didn't say that. Surely you didn't say that. But yes, I'm going to say it. Building a business upon Amazon alone, guys, is failure. It could be potentially failure, right? So what if you were making potentially a $10,000 a month, $50,000 a month, $100,000 or whatever a month, right? You're making a lot of money. And all of a sudden Amazon comes along and slaps you, bans you. right? Bye-bye, gone. Happened to me. It's happened to quite a few people I know. Over silly TOS, terms of service stuff. I got back in. Don't get me wrong. Got back in. It was fairly easy. But what if something really happened and you lost it all overnight? Wouldn't be good, wouldn't it? Wouldn't be a good business either. It wouldn't be a lasting business because it really not. You're relying on third party. And I'm not saying you shouldn't sell on Amazon. By far, you should sell on Amazon. But what you should concentrate on, and this is what I really teach in my training, is to build a real business and have control of your own websites as well, right? For one, you have control of your websites. You know, like Shopify. Now, if you've got it on their platform, you're going to be paying them monthly, right? I have nothing against Shopify, but I have 40+ websites that can really add up to a lot of money. So if I've had Shopify, for example, guys, and I wanted to leave a few years later, can't take the script and website with me because it's on their platform, right? So that's not really a good way to go. So you should have control of your own websites. That's number one, right? The number two reason why is FBA, you know, in Amazon is 15%, right? If you're selling your products on Amazon and on your own website, sure, if you're selling them on Amazon, it's going to be a percentage taken out. But if you're selling a bunch on your own websites too, guess what? That's more money for you in your pocket, right? So it's really easy, and I talk about this in my training about how to get ranked really easy, get your sites ranked really easy. It really is pretty easy, guys. It's not that hard. But my really big thing, like I said, I really like to have control and not only concentrate on Amazon. I sell on eBay stuff too as well, guys. eBay is not as big as it used to be, but don't just concentrate on Amazon. That's really my main thing that I really like to push people is don't totally control, stay with that because things can happen, right? If you have control of your own websites, then it's all yours, right? So like I said before, I've never been slapped by Google algorithm change, never had any of my sites blacklisted or anything like that. So, you know, as long as they're e-commerce sites, they love e-commerce sites, right? But like I said, there's some good training out there. I've got into the big $5,000 training. I've got into a lot of these guys' trainings and, you know, some good trainings and teach a lot of good stuff in some of these. But, you know, the main point is like in the sales copies and stuff, they really want people to get into Amazon and just concentrate on Amazon. And you really need to concentrate more on your own websites and sell on Amazon too, but you need to really push that. Once you build your websites, guys, or list products on Amazon, either way, there's really not much maintenance to do after that unless you run out of product or something like that goes out of stock or something, you know what I mean, or design change. But like I said, my difference in my course is I really pushing all my trainings, all the trainings I've done with e-commerce in the past, and you know, in the future will always be concentrate on your own destiny and stuff, right? Don't ever for any reason rely on a third party. You know,
No, I agree with you. I mean, that's what I picked up immediately in your training, Sam. And you know, for me, coming from an insurance background, like I was saying earlier, the insurance company could just like snap and take away your license or whatever, and or give you or ban you. And you could, if you like tied into one company, they like if your whole livelihood in life is from eBay, you could wake up and your stores may not be there. And I think what you are showing is something much more realistic. You also have always been an outspoken guy, and you don't talk crap. I mean, you're a straight talker. So I like, you know, you made that point right in the beginning of your training, right in the beginning of those videos, you know, and you're making it again now for someone that buys it in a course on Amazon and thinks they're going to make $10,000 a month within 30 days, or they just dreaming about one small little part, and they're going to waste their money. I mean, it's just a clip on those sort of courses, but your course is a lot more realistic. You've got the software, you've got the videos, you've given your heart and soul into this, and I know that, I mean, you know, I've watched you, and I know that when you stamp your name next to something, it's quality, because you are one of the top guys around. You're friends with all the big boys. You were one of the first guys in the market, so I knew that your product was going to be awesome, and yeah, like, you know, for anyone to sit through those videos is not simple. I'll be honest with you. I mean, we have like short concentration spans, and I watched on the weekend. My girlfriend was actually reading in bed, and I watched for hours. She was getting a bit irritated, but you know, it's an education, and for someone that invests in your course, guys, you can hear what Sam's saying is that this e-commerce, Sam's run real businesses. You can see he's a businessman. It's not bullshit. You know, it's a real business, and you can start doing e-commerce online, and that's what you're going to learn. So Sam, congratulations on your new course. I mean, for anyone that's watching this, you'll get this reminder before Sam's product goes out live. I've got about 7 products which are bonuses that I've picked out for you. As you know, I always pick my bonuses that are complementary to the main product. So I found some stuff on e-commerce and to some really interesting stuff. Sam, last year in about, I think it was October, I made a commitment to my viewers and to myself that I was going to start getting to CPA because I like the model. And I've been doing now since CPA. I've got now something that I've been really, really ironing out, and I've got a strategy that's been making me between $200 and $300 every single day. And now in South Africa, $300 is a lot of money. $200 is a lot of money. My daughter just had braces put on her teeth, and it was like 20,000 Rand, which is about $1,800. And thank God I was able to pay it. And as I said earlier, is that I gave up security of having like this income, but this has been replaced. So guys, I've said it and I'm saying it again now. My goal is now to also be going to e-commerce. I see it very, very exciting. I mean, Sam, just when I started watching your videos, I actually had problems sleeping that night, the first night, because it's like your brain just goes mad. But at the same time, I think that what you're showing in your videos, it's step by step. We certainly mustn't reinvent the wheel. When we're starting off, it's important, as you say, to focus and to find something that's selling every day on eBay or one of these, so you're not guessing it. And then, from there, then we can start putting in our own little ingredients into the recipe. But I certainly believe that you've got a recipe here. It's like when I wanted to go into CPA, I followed a recipe, and the recipe, after looking at a lot of different recipes, I found one that I liked. And thank God, I must say, it's like really been successful, and it's making me good money, and it's paying. It's like I've got the end of the month, like we've all got now, and I've got bills to pay, and I've got ex-wife to pay, and the payments are in place. And I see that with e-commerce, certainly if it's set up properly, with the amount of people that you show that are searching every day online. I personally actually had no idea that like the numbers are staggering of how many people are going onto eBay and going every day and looking for the stuff. But it's happening and it's real life. So Sam, you've laid it all out. Guys, let's go over it. Tomorrow is the 29th of July. I know it because it's my son's birthday. My son Joseph's turning 11 tomorrow. So it's the 29th. Sam's product is coming out at 9 a.m. EST. That's 9 a.m. EST. It's coming onto the market at $37. And Sam, just let's go over it quickly for someone that invests $37 into your course. Let's just go over exactly what they're going to be receiving, my friend.
First, they'll get a piece of software that pulls up the hot sellers on Amazon. It's called AZ Prospector. So it's Adobe Air software. All three pieces of software, guys, are Adobe Air. So you can use it on Windows or Mac. So if anybody has a question, will it work on my Mac machine? Will it work on my Windows machine? Yes, it work on either one, okay? So the first piece of software is AZ Prospect. Like I said, it finds hot niche products on Amazon within seconds. It's really cool. Got some cool sorting options and so forth. The next piece of software is called eProspector. It does the same thing as AZ Prospector, but it does it with eBay. So you find hot products on eBay. All right. The third piece of software is called Sourcing Samurai, which you can do the same thing and put keywords in and find the products from Alibaba. So really cool stuff, guys. Also, as a bonus, we are also giving 38 videos. There's 18 videos in niche research, so there's some advanced stuff in niche research along with the softwares that finds hot selling products. And then there's 24 videos on setting up your own website step by step. We also have a bonus too that we're going to do a live session 2 weeks after launch. We're going to spend a couple hours with all the buyers and do some advanced stuff and show them how Paul has sold $1 million e-commerce business, right? So we got some really cool stuff to share with everybody. There's some other bonuses and stuff in there too as well, guys. But really, for $37, we're just giving it away because one piece of software alone is worth 97 or more at least. So we're just giving away a lot of stuff to people so they can get started, finding the hot niche products and also find the manufacturer. We're from China, so we're using Alibaba as a software that pulls it in Alibaba. So we also have the techniques and stuff as well. Like I said, in the 14 video training, and the first module shows you how to do it and find your local manufacturers and stuff in your countries, right? So it's really good stuff, guys.
Wow, so that's awesome. So Sam, I mean, yeah, as I say, in true transparency is that guys, and Sam, I've never actually earned $1 ever before in e-commerce. I've done nicely on the product creation. I've got another product coming out in about a week's time that I'm working hard on, and my my CPA is doing well, and my affiliate marketing is doing well. But I am going to be going into e-commerce. Let me ask you a quick question. Once you've got everything set up, Sam, and we followed your formula, like I still remember the first commission I got as an affiliate, like the best feeling. And every time I get a PayPal commission, I love it. It's like the best feeling in the world.
Yeah.
How does it feel once we've got our e-commerce shop set and payments start coming in? It must be an amazing feeling, right?
Well, it's amazing because, like, you know, I get up every morning, I have orders coming in, right? So people buying while I'm sleeping, which is amazing stuff. I go on vacation, I take my laptop with me, I can check orders and stuff, right? You know, the cool thing about it, I've got to where I got my business now, where I have a warehouse. It's not my own warehouse, but I have outsourcing my shipping processes stuff well now too. It's really cool stuff, guys. Easy stuff. I just do. I pay a company per piece to ship my stuff out. But the cool thing about it is it's just so easy, guys. So you can do FBA, right? We talk about FBA. FBA is a really good source for everybody. You don't have to handle the products as well as me. When I bring stuff in China, I don't handle that stuff well. But it's just such an amazing business to where you can go sleep. I work in my shorts all the time. I'm in my flip flops now. There's not a fancy shirt or anything like that. I don't think I wear a T-shirt that says WP Candy. It's a WordPress shirt. No big deal. But yeah, right. I don't have to really get dressed up and go anywhere. So sometimes it might be 4 or 5 days before I go. Maybe go check the mail in the mailbox. But I love the business. And I think everybody else that wanting to get into it should get into it. And like you said a minute ago, when you were talking about different things that you do, and that's a big thing, guys, is called MSI, multiple streams of income. You should get that burn in your brain. I say that a lot. I still have offline clients. From years ago, I used to do offline consulting. A long time ago, back in the 90s, I still have about 3 clients that pay me big money just for consulting, right? I have that business. I have my e-commerce business. I do affiliate marketing stuff, right? Do a lot of different things. So like Saul said a minute ago, he's doing different things as well. And guys, concentrate on the multiple streams of income, right? And just start with e-commerce, guys. Right now, like he said, if you get close to the holidays, it's time to ramp up now. I had a couple of students last year got started pretty early, and they really ranked in some big bucks. So you'll see on the sales page videos and stuff, testimonials from a few of them.
Yeah, well, that's 100% right. The guys, I mean, it's time to start now because it's exciting. We got the Rugby World Cup coming up soon in about 7 weeks. And I'm very into my rugby. I don't know if you are, but with rugby, it's big in South Africa. And when I was watching your videos, I just had so many ideas, like of what we can actually do with the Rugby World Cup, because there are a lot of people in the world that follow it and that are very passionate about it. So it's exciting. So Sam, let's be realistic now. I mean, someone's going to come in and purchase for $37, which, as you say, it's like it's actually a scream, because I mean, you're getting that software and we're getting the courses and the videos, and it's a library. It's meticulous. Realistically, for a guy that maybe he's got another job or his weekends are taken up with his family, who he tries to pay some attention to on the weekends, how long would you say it will take someone to go through all of this and to be able to have like their first store up? How long, that's a question that I've had before with other stuff that I promote. I mean, how long would you say realistically, say they can put in 2 hours a day, how long would it take them to be able to have something to show for their efforts in e-commerce?
Well, after they watch the training materials, which, the videos are short and sweet, most of them they're not really long videos, right? You can, you get started and understand how it works, right? You go into the videos and training and stuff. Putting a website really doesn't take that long. If you're using WordPress, and that's what we're teaching in the course here, is how to use WordPress. And that's like, I think in one video we've done in a test at one night, we put a website together in 18 minutes. Of course, if you're a newbie, it take you a little bit longer. Go in the control panel, install WordPress, and install a couple themes and plugins you need to get started. But I would say theoretically, you can get everything done. And like you said, people have lives and stuff. They have to come home in the evening, spend time with their wife and their family. I recommend, do your work after everybody goes to bed, spend your time with your family, eat dinner and stuff, and then sacrifice an hour or two of your sleep before you get some sleep at night, of course. But, work an hour or two and lose sleep. That's for an hour or two to build your business. And you'll get used to that pretty quickly. Sleeping 7 hours a night instead of 9 hours a night, right? So build your business that way. And I would say theoretically, probably 4 to 6 weeks, you get something up and really going good. You can do it a lot sooner than that. Actually, put the site up is not going to take you that long and get the products up there. So, really you could get a site up going in a couple of days if you really wanted to, just a few hours of work. Getting
depends on how hungry you are. And so you're saying that what about 4 weeks? So we could say about a month, right? I mean, realistically, if you set yourself a goal and you could have it up in a month. So that would be say August. So a guy can be ready by August, or a girl can be ready by August, and then you can be rolling. And it's, it depends on how hungry you are. I'm very hungry.
Think about it, guys. This is not launching a product. This is not launching a T-shirt and have to constantly recruit affiliates and do this kind of stuff, right? This is a thing you build, and then it sells for you all the time. And then you build another one, and then you build another one, right? And a different niche. You get into different things. And it doesn't really take that long. After you do a couple, 2 or 3 sites, or listing products on Amazon, whatever, how it is, you get the hang of it. It snaps, and it's so easy. It's just quick, right? I could personally myself put a site up in half a day. Products probably take another day or so, right? But I could personally have the stuff up and running a nice website. And it just takes a little bit of practice, guys. After 2 or 3 websites or listing products, after 20 or 30 times listing product on Amazon, you get the hang of it. And it goes quicker, and you get a lot better at it, right? You get a lot creative. But I'd say, like you said, 3 to 4 weeks, you can really have a good one if you're a newbie. If you're not a newbie, then I'd say, within a week, you could have something up going. But getting sales in usually takes, from our experience with our students and stuff, 3 to 4 weeks, they start ramping up and doing pretty good with their Amazon listings and their websites.
Awesome. So that's realistic. And yeah, I mean, as I say, that you are one of the top guys out there. You've got a great reputation, and I can see that the training's great. The products are good. They're not badly written scripts that aren't going to work. I mean, you put a lot of pride into your products, and that's great. So nothing worse than investing time in something that doesn't work. I'm prepared to work into all hours of the night, but as long as I'm following a recipe that works and a system that works and a guy that's doing it himself, and it's not just on the bandwagon because everyone else is talking about it. And when I saw Sam England was coming out with something, I got excited because you strike me as someone that is meticulous, and you are actually a real businessman as well. And often, especially in South Africa, Sam, but we speak to non-IM friends, they think we're all a bit mad because they don't understand what we're doing. But at the same time, if you've got a real e-commerce store and you have something that's real, it is a real business, and it is going to be actually like a lot more, I think, reliable than something that is vulnerable to a Facebook change or something like that, which happens all the time. And we've heard too many sob stories of people that woke up and it was all gone. Like, it happens. So rather put it in place from the beginning. So Sam, congratulations on your new product. I really enjoyed speaking to you. I've learned so much in your product. I mean, it's really opened up my eyes to something like a world I didn't even know existed. I mean, I didn't know that this whole part of the internet existed, and it's great to learn, and I'm committed. Guys, you're going to see me implementing this. I'm going to share my success. Sam, I hope to be one of your success stories, because thank you for allowing me to review your product, and I look very forward to following you, and we'll be on your show. You'll be on my show again, and we'll speak again soon. Guys, it's been Saul Maraney from Johannesburg, South Africa. Sam, thank you. I think we've even gone a little bit over our time, but I really appreciate your time, and your product's great. Guys, there will be 1 or 2 OTOs. Look out for them and read those sales pages. I mean, they can make your life easier. But decide, I think that everything is included in the front end. You don't need to buy those OTOs. If they look appealing to you and you are sure that you're going to actually implement them, buy them. And that's the way to go. So Sam, thank you so much for your time. And I would just like to leave our viewers with one thought. I always like to do this on my episodes because it's also been from my research, people like that. For anyone that's watching today and they know that the end of the month is coming, they've got some bills to pay like we all do, and maybe like they've just been jumping around too much where we all have, and we bought products that we actually haven't even implemented. For someone that wants to make the second half of this year a good second half and come to Christmas in style and not be under pressure to even be able to take their family out for a burger, whatever that is, give us some advice for that guy today. He's got, he's got August, September, October, November. Let's not even count December. So he's got 4 months, 4 solid months left of the year, and let's end the year off in style. Give us advice how would you spend those 4 months if you want to, for a guy that wants to end off the year in style? Tell us your advice.
Well, the holidays is getting ready to come around quick, so right now is the time to really get started, right? Think about it, guys. A lot of these info products you see out there, there's a lot of like the small products give you little tips and tricks how to build your business and stuff. And what I have in this training can potentially get you going really quick. Now, could you go buy a McDonald's franchise or a Subway franchise for $37? No. You have to have employees, so that's a big business. That's you cannot do it. But this way, you can build your own business and do it quickly, guys. For like a measly $37, I'm selling this for is insane. But I'm not saying this is a real business. But what you can do with this, you can ramp up really quickly. I've had students, and many students do it, ramp up really quick, and you start making $10,000 to $40-some thousand a month. My last one did $40-some thousand last time. So you can really do some good stuff with this, guys. Just you got to keep your brain thinking and go out there and finding hot niches, even niches that people's into, guys, and you still go into sub niches of that stuff too. It's really amazing stuff what you can do. I mean, I've dominated some niches. It's crazy stuff. So don't never keep your, always keep your mind open for new things, right? Even if it's, as long as it's legal, I don't mind selling it. If it's something a niche I'm not into, like cooking stuff, tea sets, and all that kind of stuff, I don't care if it makes me money. I'm gonna sell it, right? But the thing is, guys, is start right now. Keep your focus and stuff, and by the end of September, 1st October, you'll start making a bunch of sales. Guarantee it.
Awesome. Well, Sam, listen, I'm saying it in public, and I'm saying it to you tonight on the eve of your launch. First of all, good luck for your launch tomorrow. I'm 100% behind you. Second of all, I am going to be a success story of you as well, because even one of the other courses that I bought recently, it was a wonderful course, but it actually had quite a lot of holes in it. And from what I mean, like, I don't know, when you just, people sometimes look for a shortcut. I'm looking to go into it properly, to be able to make real money and have security, and just not comparing. But yours is, as I say, it's like, once I'm finished this, I'm actually going to watch it again, and then I'm giving myself my own deadline to start 1st of August. I want to be 1st of September. Yeah, 1st of September. It will be realistic to have it rolling like oiled machine, and I know that I can do it.
Yeah.
So Sam, thank you. You gave us a great insight. I enjoyed speaking to you. It was really great. And guys, it's been Saul Maraney from Johannesburg, South Africa. Make sure that you look out for my email tomorrow. As I say, I've got some really cool bonuses, but even besides the bonuses, just please do yourself a favor. Tomorrow is Wednesday. And if you have a commitment, maybe by next Wednesday you could have finished all the training and started to already play with the software. Then maybe I would suggest go over all the training again the second time and make notes. And as Sam said, you could potentially be your own franchise owner of your own real business that is making you real money and working 24/7 with people all over the world. We'll speak to you guys soon. Take care. Please implement everything that you're learning, and don't just learn. The best way to learn is to implement. That's for sure. Okay, We'll speak to you soon. Cheers.